Welcome to The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Personal Finance Budgeting, Saving and Spending Wisely. Over the next hour or so, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of money management, an essential life skill that can help you gain control over your financial future, reduce stress, and build wealth. Think about money for a moment. For many people, it's a source of anxiety, confusion, and frustration. Maybe you've been there too, constantly wondering how to make your money stretch further, how to avoid living paycheck to paycheck, or how to save for the future while still enjoying life today. You're not alone. In fact, you're in the majority. Millions of people feel the same way, trying to navigate through the complexities of finances while striving for a sense of financial security. But here's the thing: you can take control. With a few foundational principles and a bit of dedication, you can build a healthy relationship with money that allows you to live confidently and freely. This audiobook will teach you the essentials: how to budget effectively, how to save for the things that matter, and how to spend wisely. These concepts aren't just theoretical. They are actionable, practical tools that anyone can start applying today. The key here is to understand that money management isn't about perfection, but about making small, consistent efforts over time. Whether you're trying to get out of debt, save for a dream vacation, or simply make sure that you're not living paycheck to paycheck, these foundational concepts will put you on the path to success. Money doesn't have to be an intimidating topic. It doesn't have to be something that you avoid or feel ashamed of. In fact, learning to manage your finances with clarity and confidence is one of the best decisions you can make for yourself. It will give you the power to make intentional choices about how you spend, save, and invest your money. It's about taking control and feeling empowered to make decisions that align with your personal values and long-term goals. As you listen, think of this as a conversation about your money. It's not about complicated theories or fancy financial jargon. It's about building a system that works for you. We're not going to overwhelm you with confusing technical terms or abstract concepts. Instead, we'll focus on practical, real-world applications that you can start using today. You'll learn simple, actionable steps to manage your finances with ease, and how to make every dollar you earn work for you. Whether you're listening while commuting, working out, or simply relaxing at home, stay with me. The next hour will provide you with valuable insights into personal finance that can transform the way you think about and manage your money. You'll discover how to implement these changes at your own pace in a way that makes sense for your lifestyle. Don't worry if you don't have everything figured out. No one does. This process is about progress, not perfection. Remember, financial empowerment is something that is within your reach. With a bit of time and effort, you can change your financial future. You are capable of achieving the peace of mind that comes with financial security, and you have the tools to build a future that is both financially sound and fulfilling. So let's get started. You're about to gain the knowledge and confidence you need to take control of your money and your financial future. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Financial Success. The Power of Budgeting. If you look closely at the habits of financially successful people, you'll find a common thread: they are exceptional at budgeting. But let's be clear, budgeting doesn't have to be an uncomfortable, restrictive practice, where every cent is tracked with absolute precision. When done correctly, budgeting becomes a powerful tool that can actually bring you freedom. It provides clarity on where your money is going, empowers you to make intentional choices, and helps you prioritize the things that are truly important to you. It can allow you to stop living in financial uncertainty and instead give you a structured way to build wealth, manage debt, and set long-term goals. At first glance, budgeting might seem tedious or even unnecessary. You may wonder, "I don't make enough money to worry about budgeting," or "I don't want to feel like I'm depriving myself of anything." But these thoughts are the very reason why so many people find themselves overwhelmed by financial stress. Without a clear budget, it's easy to lose track of where your money is going, end up in debt, and feel constantly uncertain about your financial future. So why is budgeting so important? Here's the answer. It's not about the amount of money you have, it's about the way you manage it. Budgeting, when done thoughtfully and consistently, empowers you to control your financial destiny. It doesn't matter whether you earn $3,000 a month or $10,000 a month. Your ability to budget effectively will directly influence your financial well-being. Budgeting gives you control, clarity, and direction, three critical elements that will help you get ahead financially. The first step: understanding what budgeting really is. Before you dive into the mechanics of budgeting, it's important to first understand the essence of budgeting. At its core, budgeting is a plan for how you will spend your money. It's a strategic tool that helps you decide where every dollar should go based on your income goals and values. Think of it as a map that helps you navigate the sometimes complex terrain of personal finance. Without a map, you might wander aimlessly, unsure of where you're going, and potentially find yourself lost along the way. But with a budget, you have a clear roadmap guiding you towards your financial destination. In simple terms, budgeting helps you make intentional decisions about your money. It's not about denying yourself enjoyment or forcing you to live a life of austerity. In fact, when you budget, you're not restricting yourself at all. You're simply making sure your money is being used in a way that aligns with your long-term goals. A budget is a reflection of your priorities, your values, and your aspirations. It allows you to make the most out of the resources you have. Breaking down the common misconception: budgeting is for the wealthy. One of the most common misconceptions about budgeting is that it's something only wealthy people need to do. Many people believe that if they don't have a large income, budgeting is unnecessary. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Budgeting is even more important when you don't have a large amount of disposable income. In fact, having a clear budget is crucial for anyone regardless of income. The truth is, budgeting helps you make the most of the resources you already have, regardless of how much or how little they may be. For example, consider someone who earns $50,000 a year, but spends more than they earn because they never track their expenses. Without a budget, they could end up with more debt, less savings, and more stress. On the other hand, someone earning $30,000, but who actively manages their finances through a thoughtful budget, will be able to pay off debt, save for an emergency fund, and build financial stability. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how well you manage what you have. Getting started with budgeting: the process and the tools. Now that you have a clearer understanding of what budgeting is, it's time to get practical. You might be asking yourself, how do I start budgeting? The good news is, budgeting is simpler than it might seem. The trick is breaking it down into manageable steps. 1. Track your income and expenses. The first step in the budgeting process is to track where your money is coming from and where it is going. You need a complete understanding of your financial situation before you can make informed decisions. Start by identifying all your sources of income. This could include your salary, side gigs, freelance work, or any other sources of income you may have. The goal is to get a full picture of how much money you have coming in. Next, begin tracking your expenses. This is where many people go astray. It's easy to lose track of the little things: the $4 coffee here, the lunch out with friends there, or the late-night impulse buys on your phone. These small, seemingly insignificant expenses can add up quickly. But by tracking them, you can gain a better understanding of where your money is going and where you may need to make adjustments. One method to track your expenses is to keep a daily log of every purchase. Write it down or use a budgeting app to track your transactions in real time. By doing this consistently for at least 1 month, you will begin to identify patterns in your spending. 2. Categorize your spending. Once you've tracked your expenses, the next step is to categorize them. Group your spending into logical categories such as fixed expenses. These are your non-negotiable regular expenses like rent or mortgage payments, utilities, insurance premiums, and loan payments. Variable expenses. These expenses can change from month to month, such as groceries, gas, transportation, and personal care items. Discretionary spending. This category includes expenses that are not essential, such as entertainment, dining out, and shopping for non-essentials. By categorizing your expenses, you'll begin to get a clearer picture of where your money is going. You might realize that you're spending more than you'd like on dining out, or that you're spending a significant amount on non-essential items. These insights are the first step toward making informed decisions about your finances. 3. Set financial goals. Now that you've tracked your income and categorized your spending, it's time to think about what you want to achieve with your money. Budgeting without goals is like driving without a destination in mind. To make your budgeting process purposeful, set clear, measurable financial goals. Start by identifying both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals might include saving for a vacation, paying off a small debt, or building an emergency fund. Long-term goals could include buying a home, saving for retirement, or paying off larger debts, such as student loans or a mortgage. The key is to be realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure by setting goals that are too ambitious. Instead, break down larger goals into smaller, more achievable steps. For example, if your goal is to save $5,000 for a down payment on a house break, that down into monthly savings targets. Setting realistic, attainable goals will help keep you motivated and give you something concrete to work toward. 4. Create a spending plan. Once you have a clear understanding of your income, expenses, and financial goals, it's time to create a spending plan. This is the heart of your budget and is where you allocate your money based on your priorities. The key to creating an effective spending plan is balancing your needs with your wants. Start by paying for your fixed expenses, then allocate money for savings and debt repayment. After that, you can allocate money for your variable expenses, followed by discretionary spending. One popular method for creating a spending plan is the 50-30-20 rule, where you allocate 50% of your income to needs, rent, utilities, groceries, etc., 30% to wants, entertainment, dining out, etc., 20% to savings and debt repayment, retirement savings, emergency fund, etc. This rule provides a simple framework to help you balance your spending while prioritizing your financial goals. You can tweak the percentages based on your unique situation, but the key is to make sure you're setting aside enough for your future. 5. Review and adjust regularly. The final piece of the puzzle is regularly reviewing and adjusting your budget. Life happens, and circumstances change, whether it's a salary increase, an unexpected expense, or a change in your goals. That's why it's essential to review your budget regularly, at least once a month. Take time to assess whether your spending is in line with your goals. Have you managed to save more than you expected? Is there an area where you can cut back? Are there any unexpected expenses you need to account for? Regularly reviewing and adjusting your budget will help you stay on track and make sure you're making progress toward your financial goals. Conclusion: embrace budgeting as a path to empowerment. Budgeting is not a one-time task. It's a living, breathing system that grows with you. It's about taking control of your money, being intentional with your choices, and making sure every dollar is working toward your long-term goals. While it might feel restrictive at first, budgeting actually gives you the freedom to make empowered financial decisions. Remember, it's not about depriving yourself of the things you enjoy. It's about making sure your spending aligns with your values. By embracing budgeting as a tool for empowerment, you're taking the first step toward achieving financial freedom and building a life that is both financially secure and fulfilling. So whether you're just starting your financial journey or you're already on your way, know that the power to control your financial future lies in your hands. With a solid budget, consistent effort, and a focus on your goals, you'll be well on your way to achieving financial success. Budgeting isn't just about tracking numbers. It's about creating the life you want to live and using your money as a tool to get there. The future you've always dreamed of is within reach, and it all starts with the decisions you make today. Chapter 2. Building a strong savings habit. Why saving matters more than you think. You've heard it a million times. You need to save for the future. But why? Why is saving so important, especially when the present can feel so overwhelming? The reality is that the concept of saving can seem somewhat abstract and distant, something you do only after you've taken care of your immediate needs, or after you've reached some certain milestone. You may find yourself thinking, "There's no point in saving until I earn more," or "I'll start saving once I get my finances in order." It's easy to delay saving because it feels like something that's meant for the future, when in fact it should be happening now. The importance of saving goes far beyond simply socking away money for retirement. In fact, one of the most powerful aspects of saving is that it acts as a buffer in your life. Think of it as a safety net. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan or prepare, emergencies are bound to happen. Whether it's a sudden medical expense, a car breakdown, home repairs, or even unexpected job loss, having savings in place means you don't have to turn to credit cards or loans to get by when life throws a curveball. Without savings, you might find yourself juggling debt or feeling helpless in the face of a financial emergency. Savings don't just help you survive the storms of life, they can help you thrive. By putting money aside regularly, you're giving yourself the gift of security. You can make decisions based on what's best for your long-term goals, not just what's needed to get by from one paycheck to the next. Saving gives you the freedom to pursue your dreams without being weighed down by financial stress. In this chapter, we'll dive into the mechanics of building a savings habit. Saving money doesn't have to be a complicated or burdensome task. It's about making small, consistent efforts that compound over time. You don't have to wait until you can save a large amount. What matters is getting started and sticking with it. So let's explore how to build a strong savings habit that will help you secure your future. The power of a savings habit. Before we get into the how of saving, it's important to understand why building a savings habit is so critical. Saving isn't just about putting money aside for the sake of it. It's about creating financial stability that gives you peace of mind and allows you to live with less stress. Think about it this way. When you save regularly, you're actively investing in your future well-being. You're creating a cushion that can absorb the blows life may throw at you. A sudden medical expense. Your savings can help. A job loss. Your savings can act as a financial buffer until you find your next opportunity. Saving isn't just about accumulating money, it's about freedom. It gives you the freedom to make choices, to say yes to the things that matter, and to say no to things that don't align with your long-term goals. This sense of financial security doesn't come overnight. It's something you build gradually, step by step. But the more you make saving a part of your routine, the easier it becomes, and the more secure your financial future will feel. 1. Automate your savings. One of the easiest and most effective ways to start saving is to make it automatic. Automation takes the decision-making out of the process. It eliminates the temptation to skip saving when you're busy or stressed. When you automate your savings, you ensure that the money you intend to save is set aside before you have a chance to spend it. Automation works best when it's tied to your income cycle. If you receive a paycheck bi-weekly, consider setting up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account every payday. The goal is to transfer a fixed amount into your savings account before you do anything else with your money. This makes saving non-negotiable. It happens whether you remember it or not. The best part: you don't need to start with a large amount. In fact, starting small is perfectly fine. Begin with a manageable amount such as $20 or $50 a week, and watch it grow over time. The key here is consistency. Over the course of a year, even small deposits can add up to a substantial amount. If you're unsure of how much to save, start with what feels comfortable for you. It's better to start small and gradually increase your contributions as you become more comfortable with saving. Many financial institutions offer the ability to automate transfers in various amounts, giving you flexibility to increase or decrease the amount as your financial situation evolves. 2. Build an emergency fund. An emergency fund is arguably the most important aspect of your savings strategy. It acts as a financial buffer for the unexpected, and we all know that life can be unpredictable. A sudden illness, car repairs, home repairs, or even a job loss can catch you off guard, and without an emergency fund, these situations can quickly lead to debt or financial instability. The ideal emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. This fund is meant to keep you afloat in times of hardship, so it's important that it's large enough to give you peace of mind. However, you don't have to save the full 3 to 6 months right away. If saving that amount feels overwhelming, start smaller. Begin by aiming for $500 or $1,000. This initial goal will give you a financial cushion in case of small emergencies, and once you've reached that milestone, you can continue building your emergency fund until you've reached the full amount. Where should you keep your emergency fund? Ideally, it should be kept in a savings account or a money market account, where you can access the funds quickly, but it also earns interest. Avoid tying up your emergency fund in investments that may be volatile or require you to sell them at a loss when you need the money. Building an emergency fund is like securing a safety net for your financial life. It might take some time, but knowing that you have a cushion to fall back on can reduce anxiety and allow you to navigate life's challenges with confidence. 3. Set specific savings goals. Having clear specific savings goals gives your savings purpose and direction. It's far easier to save when you know what you're working toward. Whether your goal is saving for a vacation, a home down payment, an education fund, or retirement setting, specific goals will keep you motivated and focused. Start by identifying what you want to save for. The key is to make your goals as specific as possible. Instead of saying, "I want to save for a vacation," say, "I want to save $3,000 for a trip to Europe in the next 12 months. Breaking the larger goal into smaller, more achievable chunks will make it less overwhelming. For example, if you need to save $3,000 in a year, that's $250 per month, or roughly $60 per week. This makes your goal seem much more attainable, and you can work it into your monthly budget. Another important step is to assign a timeline to your goal. How long will it take to reach your goal? The timeline will help you prioritize and keep track of your progress. The more tangible and time-bound your goals are, the more likely you'll be to stick with your savings plan. It's also important to revisit your goals regularly. Life changes, and your goals might shift as well. By reviewing your goals and tracking your progress, you'll be able to adjust your savings plan as needed. Whether you're ahead of schedule or falling behind, adjusting your plan ensures you stay on track. 4. Cut back on unnecessary spending. Saving doesn't always require a drastic lifestyle change. Often it's about being more mindful of where your money is going and cutting back on areas that don't serve your long-term goals. A good place to start is by reviewing your discretionary spending, things like dining out, entertainment, impulse purchases, and subscriptions. Start by looking at small everyday expenses that add up over time. Are you eating out more often than you'd like? Do you have subscriptions you're no longer using? Could you reduce your monthly shopping bill by sticking to a shopping list? These small adjustments can make a big difference to your savings over time. It's not about depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It's about being more intentional with your spending. You don't have to give up every luxury, but small sacrifices in areas that aren't as important to you can free up more money to save toward your goals. Additionally, avoid lifestyle inflation, where your spending increases as your income increases. If you get a raise or a bonus, resist the temptation to increase your lifestyle. Instead, consider putting that extra money directly into savings. This allows you to enjoy the benefits of a higher income without letting your spending balloon. 5. Track your progress and celebrate milestones. Tracking your savings progress helps keep you accountable and motivated. It can be discouraging to save without seeing any results, so it's important to check in regularly to see how far you've come. Use a savings app, a spreadsheet, or even a simple journal to keep track of your contributions and milestones. Set up visual markers for when you reach key milestones, like saving your first $500, $1,000, or $5,000. Celebrate each achievement. Acknowledge how much closer you are to your goal, and feel proud of the steps you've taken to secure your financial future. Small celebrations can also keep you motivated. For example, you could treat yourself to a small reward when you hit a savings milestone. It could be something as simple as a nice meal out or a movie night. These celebrations help reinforce the positive behavior of saving and remind you that every small step brings you closer to financial security. 6. Be patient and stay consistent. Building a solid savings habit takes time, and you won't see the results overnight. It's easy to feel discouraged when you don't see immediate progress, but remember that small, consistent actions build up over time. Saving money isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. Stay patient and consistent. If you miss a deposit or fall behind on your savings goal, don't be hard on yourself. Life happens. The key is to stay focused and keep going. Even when the progress seems slow, you're still making strides toward financial security. Conclusion: taking control of your future. Building a strong savings habit isn't just about putting money away for the future. It's about giving yourself the freedom to live life on your own terms. It's about preparing for the unexpected and ensuring that you can handle whatever comes your way. The process of saving may feel slow in the beginning, but as time passes, the rewards will become more evident. The habit you build today will give you the confidence to tackle whatever financial challenges come your way tomorrow. By automating your savings, building an emergency fund, setting specific goals, cutting back on unnecessary spending, and tracking your progress, you're creating a solid foundation for financial security. It's time to take control of your financial future, one step at a time. Starting today, you can begin building the financial cushion that will allow you to live with confidence and peace of mind. Saving is the key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of, and the sooner you start, the sooner you'll reap the rewards. So take a deep breath and start saving today. Your future self will thank you for it. Chapter 3. Spending Wisely: How to Make Your Money Work for You. It's easy to think that if you just had more money, you'd be able to manage your finances better. If only you earned a little more each month, your budget would balance out effortlessly, you could pay off your debts faster, buy what you want, and save for the future without any struggles. But here's the truth. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how you manage what you have. This is where the concept of spending wisely comes into play. Spending wisely doesn't mean never buying anything you enjoy. It doesn't require you to be miserly, avoiding all fun luxuries or indulgences. It means being intentional about your purchases and aligning them with your values. It's about making decisions that serve your long-term goals and bring lasting satisfaction, not momentary pleasure. If you value experiences over material possessions, for example, you might choose to spend your money on travel or activities that enrich your life, rather than on items that quickly lose their value. Managing your money isn't just about restriction. It's about empowerment. Spending wisely is a key element of building a healthy financial life and ensuring that the money you work so hard to earn is being used in a way that aligns with your goals. In this chapter, we'll break down what it means to spend wisely, how to prioritize your expenses, and how making conscious choices about where your money goes can help you achieve financial freedom and live a life of fulfillment. Why spending wisely is so important. Before we dive into the nuts and bolts of smart spending, it's essential to understand why spending wisely is so important. In a world of constant advertising and consumerism, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting more. Companies want you to spend money on their products, and they're very good at convincing you that you need them. The truth, however, is that the key to building wealth and financial security isn't just about earning more. It's about managing what you already have. Here's why spending wisely is so critical. Financial freedom and stability. Spending wisely is the foundation of financial stability. Without control over your spending, even the largest income can be spent quickly, leaving you with little to show for it. By choosing where to spend your money deliberately, you ensure that you're prioritizing what matters most and that your financial resources are being put to good use. Smart spending lets you pay off debt, build savings, and even invest in your future, all while still enjoying life. Long-term security. Living below your means isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making decisions today that will pay off tomorrow. Instant gratification is tempting, but it often leads to financial setbacks. When you spend without thinking, you can find yourself in debt spending beyond your means and unable to save. Spending wisely helps you create a financial cushion that allows you to weather unexpected expenses, save for retirement, and have the security of knowing you're prepared for whatever comes your way. Building wealth over time. Spending wisely allows you to redirect the money you save into wealth-building activities. Whether it's investing in stocks, real estate, or your education, spending wisely provides the foundation to grow your wealth. Every dollar you save and invest now can multiply over time thanks to compound interest and long-term growth. Making wise spending decisions is a powerful way to create future financial opportunities. Peace of mind. When you spend without thinking, the consequences can be stressful. Financial anxiety is a common issue for many people, often leading to sleepless nights and constant worry about how to make ends meet. On the other hand, when you spend wisely and are in control of your finances, you experience peace of mind. You know that you have a plan, that your spending aligns with your goals, and that you are making conscious decisions that will lead to financial security. The key to spending wisely. The needs versus wants dilemma. One of the most fundamental concepts of smart spending is understanding the difference between needs and wants. Many people struggle with distinguishing between the two, especially in a consumer-driven society where wants are constantly marketed as needs. Needs are the essentials, things that you must have in order to live, work, and stay healthy. These are the non-negotiable items that support your basic quality of life. Needs include things like food, housing, utilities, clothing, transportation, and health care. Needs are typically things that are vital to your well-being and survival. Wants, on the other hand, are non-essential items that enhance your life but aren't critical to your day-to-day existence. Wants are the things that may bring you joy or satisfaction but aren't necessary for you to survive or function. Examples of wants include designer clothing, luxury gadgets, new cars, or a vacation to an exotic destination. While these items may bring temporary pleasure, they aren't vital to your long-term well-being. So why is distinguishing between needs and wants so important? Because this distinction allows you to prioritize your spending. By understanding what is essential to your life versus what's just a passing desire, you can make smarter decisions about where your money goes. You'll be able to ensure that your needs are covered first and that you're using your money in a way that aligns with your values and long-term goals. The power of delayed gratification. One of the most effective ways to make smarter spending decisions is by practicing delayed gratification. In our fast-paced, consumer-oriented world, the pressure to buy things immediately is overwhelming. Social media, online ads, and influencer promotions all make it tempting to buy things impulsively. But practicing delayed gratification is one of the most powerful tools you can use to avoid impulse spending and make more thoughtful long-term financial choices. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist the urge to make an immediate purchase and instead wait until you can evaluate the purchase more carefully. It's about giving yourself time to think and reflect on whether the purchase aligns with your goals or if it's just a passing desire that will fade. Why is delayed gratification important? Because it prevents you from making decisions based on momentary impulses and allows you to focus on long-term satisfaction. It enables you to avoid buyer's remorse and, more importantly, helps you save money for things that really matter. Here's how you can practice delayed gratification in your daily life. Give yourself a cooling-off period. If you're tempted to make an impulse purchase, give yourself a cooling-off period. This could be as short as 24 hours or as long as a week. During this time, reflect on whether you truly need the item and if it aligns with your financial goals. More often than not, the urge to buy will fade and you'll find that you don't miss the item after all. Set clear financial priorities. To make delayed gratification easier, set clear financial priorities for yourself. Write down your short and long-term financial goals and refer to them whenever you feel tempted to make an impulsive purchase. This helps you stay focused on what's truly important and reminds you why you're saving in the first place. Avoid high-pressure situations. Many impulse buys happen because we're in high-pressure sales environments, whether online or in stores. Avoiding these situations, or at least recognizing when they happen, can help you avoid making unnecessary purchases. Take a step back and evaluate whether the purchase is truly worth it. By practicing delayed gratification, you'll find that you spend less on unnecessary items, save more for things that truly matter, and build a better financial future. Look for value, not just price. Another critical aspect of spending wisely is focusing on value, not just price. It's easy to think that the cheapest option is always the best deal, but this is often a misconception. Sometimes spending more upfront can actually save you money in the long run. For example, buying a high-quality pair of shoes might seem expensive compared to a cheaper pair, but if the expensive shoes last 5 times as long, they'll ultimately save you money. Similarly, buying a quality mattress might cost more, but it will improve your sleep quality and health, making it a more valuable investment in the long term. When you make purchasing decisions based solely on price, you often end up with items that wear out quickly, don't perform as well, or don't provide the value you expected. In contrast, spending a little more on high-quality goods can result in better durability performance and long-term satisfaction. To assess value, ask yourself, how long will this item last? Does it serve a real purpose, or is it a temporary want? What is the overall cost over time? Will this purchase save me money or time in the long run? Focusing on value helps you make purchases that not only satisfy your immediate desires, but also contribute to your long-term goals. When you prioritize value over price, you make decisions that benefit you in the long run, whether it's through lower maintenance costs, better quality of life, or financial savings. Track your spending. The road to financial awareness. The best way to understand where your money is going is by tracking your spending. If you don't have a clear picture of where your money is being spent, it's impossible to know where you can make improvements. Tracking your spending helps you identify patterns and pinpoint areas where you can cut back. Start by recording every purchase you make for a month, no matter how small. You can do this manually with a notebook or use apps that track your expenses automatically. Once you've recorded your spending, categorize it into areas such as groceries, dining out, entertainment, transportation, etc. After a month, review your spending patterns. Are there areas where you're overspending? Are there unnecessary expenses that you could cut out? By tracking your spending, you gain control over your money, making it easier to stick to your budget and save for your financial goals. Tracking your spending also helps you stay accountable. By regularly reviewing your expenditures, you'll become more mindful of your financial decisions, which will ultimately help you spend less and save more. Building financial control through smart spending. When you begin spending wisely, you start to build a sense of financial control. This is the true power of managing your finances. Financial control isn't about depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It's about ensuring that your money is being used in ways that support your values and long-term goals. When you spend intentionally, you take back control over your financial situation. No longer do you feel like you're at the mercy of your paycheck or bills. Instead, you can direct your money toward what matters most, whether that's building wealth, paying off debt, traveling, or enjoying time with loved ones. By following the principles of spending wisely, prioritizing needs over wants, delaying gratification, focusing on value, and tracking your expenses, you gain the freedom to make financial decisions that align with your goals. Spending wisely doesn't mean sacrificing the things you love. It means making intentional choices that lead to financial stability and a more fulfilling life. Now that you've learned the principles of spending wisely, it's time to put them into action. Remember, spending wisely isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every small decision you make, every mindful choice you implement, brings you closer to the life you want to live. Small changes might seem insignificant at first, but over time, they accumulate into powerful results. With consistent effort, you'll build the financial future you desire, one step at a time. The road to financial security and success is paved with good habits, and the key to getting there is taking control of your money today. It starts by reviewing your budget, tracking your spending, and being intentional with every purchase. Think of each financial decision you make as an investment in your future. You'll start to notice the positive effects of your decisions: less stress, greater confidence in your financial management, and more freedom to focus on what truly matters to you. By becoming aware of where your money is going and adjusting your spending habits, you can create more room for the things that align with your values. Whether it's saving for a down payment on a home, paying off debt, or investing in your education or retirement, your spending choices directly impact the future you're building. Instead of feeling like you're at the mercy of your finances, you'll feel empowered to make decisions that work for you and your goals. Spending wisely is a cornerstone of financial freedom. It's not about restricting yourself from enjoying life, but rather about prioritizing your long-term well-being. It empowers you to make conscious decisions that align with your values and goals, helping you build a life that reflects what truly matters to you. Financial freedom is about having the ability to make choices without constantly worrying about money, whether that's traveling, taking a career break, or pursuing new opportunities. The future is yours to shape. Every dollar you spend with intention, every dollar you save or invest, contributes to the life you're creating. It may not happen overnight, but with time and consistency, you will begin to see how your financial situation transforms for the better. You'll feel more secure, more in control, and more confident in your ability to achieve your financial goals. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Don't worry if you make a mistake or if things don't go according to plan right away. The important thing is that you're taking small steps toward a more financially empowered life. Every effort you make, no matter how small, builds momentum and brings you closer to the financial future you've envisioned. As you continue to implement the principles of mindful spending, tracking your expenses, and focusing on long-term value over immediate gratification, you'll gradually gain greater financial control. These practices will not only help you build financial security, but will also enable you to navigate the inevitable challenges that come with money management. Remember, it's never too late to start. Whether you're just beginning your financial journey or you've been managing money for years, the steps you take today will have a lasting impact on your future. Keep applying these principles, stay patient with yourself, and know that every decision you make is a step forward. You have the power to create the financial future you want, and it starts with the choices you make today.